This episode of Beyond the Closing is brought to you by First United Land Transfer.
Hey everyone, this is Lizzie with First United, coming to you with another episode of Beyond the Closing. With me, I have Kristen Obert from Iron Valley Northeast and Iron Valley Schuylkill. Kristen, thank you so much for joining me today and coming to hang out. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Lizzie. Thanks for inviting me. I really am looking forward to this.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me a little bit about how you became where you are. You're the broker of Iron Valley Northeast and Schuylkill. So how did you get there?
I am. So I got my license in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
I worked for a mom and pop company for many years in the Carbon County area in Palmerton and Jim Thorpe. And about, it's almost 5 years ago now, I had the opportunity to join Iron Valley, which was a new brokerage really in the area at the time. And was totally unexpected. Decided to jump on board.
From the mom and pop shop?
From the mom and pop shop. I was managing the office in Palmerton for a few years. I was associate broker at that point, and I managed the office in Palmerton for a few years. I had a few agents under me there. And I decided to take the leap of faith, and we opened up the Palmerton office actually in January of 2020. So right when COVID was first happening, we opened. So
your office is so beautiful, by the way. I just have to say, like, the aesthetic is so nice when you just walk in there. Like, it's very welcoming.
Yeah, we try to make it homey.
Yeah, it is. That's the best way to say it. Very homey and everything.
Yeah, we love our office. And we expanded it a little bit. We started off with just the little front section, and then we expanded to the back.
Okay.
Yeah. I had my back cave. I called it the back cave was my office in the back, which is really the storage room until we were able to expand
to get back there and
back into the other part. But yeah, we were very small for a little while until we got there.
Now, how many agents do you have with you now?
So we just signed. I think we have 29 in that office. So, which is pretty good for Carbon County.
I was going to say, that's a lot. That is,
for
that's
Carbon
something
County.
to be proud of for sure.
Yeah, for Carbon County. And then we just signed number 9 today in Schuylkill. So we've only been open since December, so we're slowly growing.
In Schuylkill, you've been open since December?
Since December.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, how long is a hike? How is that a hike? I'm the worst with directions, so honestly.
Actually, it's the same amount of time from here as it is from Palmerton. It's about 45 minutes.
Oh, okay. That's not, especially in like in your realm, I'm sure.
No, yeah, anything under an hour is like not far at all.
Yeah.
So, no, not at all. We're right in Schuylkill Haven, behind the McDonald's. So it makes it really convenient right off of 61.
Now, are you familiar with that area up there?
I am. Yeah. So I've always worked in that area.
Okay.
So it's really convenient. I do have a partner in Schuylkill. His name's Guy Julian, and he's from Schuylkill County. So
nice. So you have somebody who like really knows the area.
He really knows the area.
That's awesome.
Yeah, everyone knows him. So so for sure, it's great. I mean, it's a great location.
Yeah,
really accessible.
Definitely always fun to expand and scary. It's scary. It can be scary, but very exciting and fun.
It's exciting. Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
We've got the second office going now.
So I know, to backtrack a little bit, you were from the Mom Pop Shop you said was in Palmerton. Are you from Palmerton, the Palmerton
I'm from
area?
Lehighton. So, so basically the same.
So like not too far or anything like that.
Nope,
so.
Yep, I live in Lehighton.
And you've always been in that area then?
I
grew up there?
Born and raised, yep. And my husband, we both are from Lehighton.
Okay, so you've got like the roots and everything.
Yeah,
good for you.
Yeah, we have family, kind of Lehighton, Palmerton, Jim Thorpe, kind of that whole area. So it makes it nice.
Now, how far is your realm that you would say that you like would travel to help people?
So I typically say an hour and a half in any direction because in today's world with people working from home, kids can be homeschooled. Somebody might start out looking in Palmerton and end up in Scranton, just because what they're looking for isn't available at the price that they're looking for it at. So we'll travel with them.
Good. Yeah. And you feel like confident and
I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I do.
I know I feel sometimes that like if you, I guess, with the surrounding areas and everything like that, like you really have to be confident in like knowing the area. See, which I commend because I'm not like that. I grew up in Salisbury and I live in Nazareth. I know Salisbury and Nazareth. Right. I know how to get back and forth from here to work. So anybody who like is confident in like surrounding areas, like I commend you because that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure. So
it's a lot, but I also don't have and sometimes I try to teach the agents this as well. You just got to pick up the phone and call somebody. If you have a question about something, you'd be surprised. Most everybody that you call, like within the municipalities, they're very helpful. They're not, because they want you to do the right thing. They don't want you to do the wrong thing. So if you call them and make that phone call first and do your research, it's so much better for everybody.
Like, don't be afraid to ask questions.
No,
Don't be afraid to reach out.
There's never a stupid question. So, yeah, and that's kind of how I've always practiced real estate is, if I'm not sure about something, I call and ask.
And you've been doing it, you said, since 2000.
So this is my 18th year. Yeah.
So you've been doing it for quite some time, and you still have no problem asking questions or anything like that. And then I'm assuming you're welcome to questions, though. Obviously, you're seasoned. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no problem answering or asking.
I mean, with 29 agents under you, I feel like you probably have a lot of questions coming your way, which is good, though. That's awesome. I mean,
yeah. And some things are questions, you'd be surprised. I always tell everybody, every day we learn something new in real estate. Something changes, and so never be afraid to ask the question, because yesterday it might have been one way and today it could be another way. So
you just have to roll with the times and adapt.
Just have to roll with it and see what happens.
And that's good for you. There you go. So now that you've opened the office in Schuylkill, where do you see what are your goals moving forward to really enhance that? Do you want to get some more offices going? What do you see yourself going for?
Yeah, so we've been talking about potentially expanding as far as like I said, the Northeast office is my office, but the Schuylkill office I have a partner with. So I think from here on forward, I would be expanding with my partner.
Oh, sure, yeah,
going
which makes
forward.
Sense.
Yeah, and we would like to eventually open another office.
Good for you.
But we want to just kind of take it slow.
See how this one goes. And
see where it goes, and kind of feel the areas and see where we want to go.
Now, does the office in Schuylkill, does that still have the same vibe as the office in Palmerton?
We're actually working on it right now. So we kind of got in there. We had a really hard time finding a location in Schuylkill County. So when we finally had the opportunity to find one, it wasn't exactly what we wanted, but we needed to get the office open.
Yeah.
So we opened it the way it was. So now we've been doing some renovations. But yeah, we have that soft gray. We just put new carpet in, and has that little bit of homey, warm kind of feel to it. It's getting there.
Yeah. Which is, I ask specifically because I feel like if anybody has the opportunity to visit your office, I feel like they should, because it really is. I just can't describe it. It really is homey. That's the best way to say it for sure.
I think it's comfortable. It's definitely a comfortable office.
Well, yeah. I mean, you want people to feel comfortable when they go in. And I'm assuming you're welcome to people to just stop in and, see everyone. And
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We just had a guy yesterday stop in, on a whim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're and we have agents there. Our agents do stop in. We have a whole section in our office that's open for you to work from the office.
Oh, nice.
A lot of people don't, but if, we encourage it, because that's how you learn, is by being in the office and being in the, listening to the conversations that are happening, being prepared for, because some days my phone rings nonstop, and I might be talking about different things with different agents, or, that they could listen to and really learn how we handle things.
I know a lot of times have changed, just from COVID, like you said, before COVID, working from home was I feel like you didn't hear about it. It wasn't a thing. And now
people did floor time before, where
now what's floor time? What does that mean?
So floor time used to be where you signed up for, say you would sign up for half a day. You'd be there from 9 to 12 or 9 to 1, and you'd answer phones. You'd take any phone messages that came into the office. Anybody that walked into the office, those were your leads.
Oh, okay.
So now no one really does that anymore. It's not really a thing.
Was the foot traffic a lot more? Were people coming in more prior to COVID? And I was not in this industry prior to COVID, so this is...
not a lot of foot traffic, but again, you never know. In our building in Palmerton, we have the... There used to be a podiatrist upstairs. He's gone now. You guys, of course, are upstairs. And then we also have the physical therapy department up there. So sometimes you get people that are wandering while a loved one is having physical therapy. Yeah. We do our doors all the time. So that's been a big draw, too, where people people were coming to take their picture in front of the doors every time we change our doors up. They'd have a little small child with them and come down and take their picture. So that's been a draw. So we do have people that sometimes just drop in and just say hi. And if you're there, you kind of can make that connection with them, which is nice.
And if you're not there, you're not gonna.
If you're not there, you're not gonna get.
And
that
you would
connection.
hate to for somebody to show up to have nobody.
An empty office.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. And we still have lenders that do make office calls. Essentially, they'll stop in. They'll bring whatever new programs they have. And a lot of them we set up a lunch and learn with them, but there still are many that will just stop in.
I hope it gets back to that. I really do. I hope it gets back to just people being people again.
So
do you know what
too.
I mean?
Well, I think it makes you more accountable too. When you're in the office, when you're at home, oh, you got to throw a little wash in, or I've got to make dinner, or, my phone's ringing from home. I got to go answer that. You're not as accountable. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
you're not as accountable, when you're at home as you are when you're in the office. When you're in the office, it kind of makes you...
You're there.
You want to do your work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if you only just came in the office for one day a week, I think it's important, just to kind of make yourself accountable.
It definitely is. I usually work one day a week at home to be with the baby, to give my mother-in-law some time off. And it's a completely different vibe and atmosphere. I mean, that's when I'm really catching up on my emails, when I'm really just focusing on things that I would maybe get some time taken away from. But 100%, I'm making sure my laundry is going. Absolutely. And, I have a baby running around, and there's a good possibility I'm answering those emails to people while I'm still in my pajamas. Like, as crazy as that sounds, but that's literally what it gives and everything like that. So I do agree.
It's still nice to have that ability to do that.
Oh, it's certainly. I feel like at this point I need it to keep my life together because
How are you going to get your laundry done?
That's it. That's literally it. And then I spend my evenings folding because I'll just quickly toss it and go and make sure it's all washed. And then when my fiance comes home, I'm like, you're going to help me fold this, right?
Absolutely.
This is, you want clean work clothes? You're going to fold too.
Right.
But no, it is nice. It is definitely nice having the flexibility. But I agree, being in the office is just a completely different environment. That's how you're making the connections with people.
You are. I mean, and really, you do make a lot of connections that you don't even realize you're making. Even with you guys, you sometimes to pop down. You know what I mean? So that's an opportunity for them that might have been missed if they weren't there.
Exactly.
But we still, we're getting there. We had an office meeting this week. We had 9 people show up. So that's a bonus.
That's good though.
It is a bonus. We're hoping to get more people to be interactive in the office as time goes by, because I do think it's important.
And lunch and learns are hard. Speaking from somebody who sets them up, lunch and learns can be very hard. I know you said you try to have some of those too.
We do. And
it's definitely everybody has a unique schedule.
Well, and that's the problem. I mean, we have a lot of part-time agents. That work a full-time job, so it makes it difficult for them to come in the middle of the day.
Sure.
So sometimes we'll try to switch it up a little bit and maybe do an evening mixer kind of thing. To bring those folks in as well, because we want to give everybody the opportunity.
Absolutely.
To learn, share the knowledge. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work for everybody.
No, I hear you. You try to accommodate, and you want to accommodate. And I know if you're anything like me, I want to accommodate everybody.
We try. Yeah, we try. And we tried Zooms, and there's just something of a disconnect with the Zooms.
Oh my goodness, I hate
There's
Zooms.
nothing like being in person, and people can have a rolling conversation back and forth and a banter, where you're on Zoom, all of a sudden it's muting out, or that we lost them, we got to pull them back on. It's just not the same. You don't get the same interaction as you do when you're in person.
When I do Zoom, and it's my biggest pet peeve if you're doing a Zoom with somebody and you see their eyes go off over the camera and something. It's it's so hard to get that.
Well, if they don't have their photo on, that they're probably not paying attention.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that's the other thing. You're kind of is it really worth it to do the Zoom when when you know that they're probably not engaged?
Well, fingers crossed, things go back to some sort of normal, and we can.
I hope so, because I really think it would be great for agents to, to build that knowledge.
Yeah.
I feel like now we have a lot of agents just flying by the seat of their pants because they're not taking that time to come into the office and really learn learn the business.
Yeah. And there's a lot to learn. I mean, you said before about asking questions, and I mean, you've been doing it for 18 years and you still are
We still have
learning.
questions.
Yeah.
Every day. And I mean, not only that, we all now have new systems that we're using.
Mm-hmm.
You know, years ago everything was on paper, you threw it in a file, you handed it to your broker at the end of the deal. And now it's not like that. Now we're constantly making sure everything's being done in a timely fashion. We're keeping up with it. You know, so people need to learn those systems and marketing. You know, there's marketing systems.
Yes.
There's laws that we have to follow. Fines can come if we don't follow those things. So so it's a little. There's a lot.
There's definitely it's a whole aspect that I cannot even like begin to fathom or anything like that. Like I'll stay with the title aspect of it, which is a whole new thing in itself. Now, if I was a processor before I started doing marketing here and everything, so I know the back end of it, and that's a whole world in itself. And I have no idea what you guys do as far as like being like the agent and everything. I mean, I only know what we do as far as title, like asking for you to get things for us to clear title or for you to reach out to your client and everything like that. Like, so it really is a whole world. It's funny. I actually said to my fiance the other day, I was saying something about work, and I referred to it as like the real estate world. And he looked at me. I was like, don't look at me like that. And he was like, the real estate world? I said, it is literally a world in itself. Like, you don't understand how many factors there are, like how many just different elements. Like, it's a whole...
What can change, just the littlest, tiniest bit of change can affect the whole deal.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
Trying to balance all of that and keep it all together, you know, is a challenge.
Like, I could never imagine purchasing a house and not having an agent represent me. Like, it's funny. I just met with another agent today. She purchased a house, and she literally said, I could not imagine, like, without having representation. Like, she had her own agent and everything, and I like, respected that so much. It was just such a humble thing to say, but so respectable, because it just shows that, like, yeah, you are real people, too, because it's just a different element.
There's so much that gets done behind the scenes that no one knows
Yeah.
is being done, you know, that we're kind of putting out fires. And many times buyers or sellers may not even find out about that fire because we've already extinguished it before it ever became an issue.
Which is so beneficial for them, and they don't even realize.
Right.
How are they supposed to realize it if they don't know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, but
so many people, you know, you might be, if you told them everything that happens, they'd be jumping off a cliff.
Could you imagine the panic?
We do have some people that were talking back off the cliff at multiple times throughout the process. So if we told them everything that happened, they would probably not buy. They probably would be so nervous and so panicked about it that
scary.
They would just be like, I'm done. I'm not going to do this.
It's scary. You don't understand. Like, I mean, I see I'm only thinking of like a title commitment when I see back, and there are like so many judgments. Well, just because there are judgments, like doesn't necessarily mean those judgments are for, like, you have to clear those judgments.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
But if somebody who didn't understand that looked at that, they would be so like overwhelmed. Like, and I get it, because seeing it when I was learning, I was like, oh my goodness, I had no idea what any of it meant. So you're right, though. You are extinguishing fires before they're even happening.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is there's just so many issues. Like, recently we just had one with flood insurance where, here, when they got their flood quote, it threw their DTI off. Mm-hmm. So now what do we do? So now we're still trying to figure that one out. But it's just.
But that's what you focus on, though, trying to figure that out and not having your client panic or anything
Correct.
like that. Like, so, like, you're taking that under like your responsibility to try to.
Absolutely.
Which is.
Yeah, we try to help out as much as we can.
Yeah.
Many times I had one just with regular homeowners insurance, which has gone insane lately. The price of homeowners insurance has been through the roof, and they wanted like $3,000 for a twin. And I was like, there's no possible way. So we just said, listen, let me make some phone calls. We got some other quotes, and brought it down to like $1,000, which is where it should have been.
That's definitely like a certain.
But people don't know that. And for me, I always try to tell my buyers, let me know what your quote is, because I want to know.
So not like they just get like sucked in with the first one.
Right,
like,
because sometimes you'll get people that, they get a quote and it's $3,000 and they're like, oh, I guess that's what it is. And we'll be like,
Yeah.
no, it's not what it is. Let's get you some other options out there. You don't sign up for this.
Now, do you find that people don't shop around for things?
They don't, yeah.
Or like know, because I wouldn't know too. I'm not going to lie to you. I asked that because I don't know that I would have known to get
maybe
different
they
quotes.
have their car insurance through one agent and they call that agent and they say, oh, I'm going to give you a multi-policy discount. It'll be great. Yeah, but that multi-policy discount is still way higher than what another option might be.
Yeah.
So I always tell them, get 2 or 3 quotes, you know, and compare them and see which one's the better of the 3.
See, I had no idea. I'm not even lying. Like, I had no idea that was even like, see, I'm in the process. We're looking for a house right now. So I'm soaking in everything you're saying because I didn't even, do you know what I would do? Mom, Dad, where do you go? What? Yeah. That's what I would do. I'd be like, Mom, what do I do? And I have an agent I'm working with and I trust her and respect her with everything. And I'm sure she would give me the same guidance. Right. But like my first thought is going to Mommy and Daddy and asking, what would you do?
Yeah.
You know?
And you know, the thing of it is sometimes you're better off going to like an insurance company that's a broker because they can shop it to different companies so that. But honestly, we've been having really good luck with like Erie local companies rather than the larger ones. But yeah, I mean, it's been a challenge. And it's really something that affects the deal. Yeah, you know, affects their cash to close because they have to pay the first year up front. Affects their monthly payment because that's going to be divided by 12, whatever that annual payment is. So it could really affect the whether or not they can continue to purchase that home or not based on what that insurance quote is.
So mental note to self, be sure to shop around for everything. Yeah. Got it. Making that mental note right now because like I said, I've had my same, you said about car insurance. I've had the same car insurance since I'm like 17. Yeah. Look,
and even that, like after some time, you probably should shop it.
Yeah. I'm literally thinking right now, like, oh my gosh, am I like slacking on adulting? Because I just did what I did when I was then. I never thought about it.
And unfortunately, we think that by sticking with the same company, it's the right thing to do, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes, you just have to check around. Sometimes it'll work out that is still the best number, but checking with other companies is always, especially in today's world, we have so many options.
I think I just never, and you're right, there are so many options. I feel like I just never thought about it. Do you know what I mean? I just never, out of sight, out of mind.
And you get the bill once a year and you just pay it. And you just, it would be another thing that you'd have to deal with, that in your busy life, who wants to deal with that? I'm good. I'll just leave it the way it is. But in reality, when you're buying a home, that could really affect, your final bottom line.
That's like such great advice. Like honestly, I'm literally soaking in everything like you're saying, and
even if you could save money on your car insurance in addition to that, think about how great that would be.
That would my mind is spinning right now because I'm literally thinking about what I'm going to go home and be like, okay, we need to do this, and this, like, exactly. Because I like to put the big responsibilities in his hands.
Oh, there you go.
I like to pass it on to him. I'll do the laundry. You make the big decision.
The financial.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it is. You do big stuff there, but you can help me fold the laundry.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we get going, if anybody did want to reach out to you or if they want to, think that you're the best to help them, how can they find you? What's the best way to get in contact with you?
So the best way to contact me is always on my cell phone. Okay. Always with me.
I know. I did hear that going off. That's good, though.
That's good. Yeah, it's all good. My direct cell phone number is 484-223-8936.
And you're on Facebook and social media?
Facebook, social media, LinkedIn, any of those places. We're on all of those. We do have both offices have their own Facebook pages that we try to update.
That was my next question. Schuylkill's up and going, though. I know you're making some renovations, but there's still...
Schuylkill's up and going. Iron Valley Northeast has their own Facebook page. So any of those places as well, you can certainly check us out on there as well. And we do have a website as well. Both offices are ironvalleyrealestatenortheast.com and ironvalleyrealestateschuylkill.com.
Perfect. You're out there. You're ready. You're waiting for everybody
we're ready
to come get you.
We're ready for the spring-summer market.
Yes. Aren't we all? I'm very excited. I'm constantly looking. Oh, yes. We definitely need that. It's a little chilly today. But
it's a little chilly, but I think next week we're going to have some nice weather.
I heard 80s.
Yeah, I heard that too.
On Sunday or something like that. I was like, yes, please. We bought my daughter a bounce house for for her birthday.
Nice.
Because, of course, every 1-year-old needs a
to
bounce
have it.
house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Needs something. It is big enough so her big brother can go in with her.
Nice.
So I'm planning on having my son give her some nice bounces, but I'm like, Sunday is the day. Like,
Yeah,
the
that
nice
will be
weather
awesome.
and everything. So
Yeah, the weather should be good. And I think once we have some nice warm spring weather, I think the market will start picking up a little
and it
bit,
makes
too.
everybody happier too.
It does.
Right?
It does. Yeah.
So
The sunshine helps so much.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for coming in and just chatting with me. I really appreciate it. And
Thank you.
I would
Thank
love
you
to
for
have you
having
back
me.
sometime, and we'll see how the new office is going and everything like that, and hear about new ones to come, right?
Awesome.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
great. Thank you so much.
No problem. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us with Beyond the Closing. This is Lizzie, and we'll see you next time.